This is now the last part of the lesson, adding interactive blur. This is page 161. You will apply an iris blur to add a vignette around the glass. So things have changed slightly for our version of Photoshop. So make sure you follow and listen carefully because the menus have slightly changed. So go to Filter and go to Blur Gallery instead, and then Iris Blur. A blur ellipse is centered on your image. You can now adjust the location and scope of the blur by moving the center pin, feather handles, and ellipse handles. Photoshop also opens the blur tools and blur effects panel. So drag the center pin so that it's on the right side of the wine glass. So let's go ahead and drag this center pin right around there to the right side of the glass. Clip the ellipse and drag to enlarge the scope of the blur. So go ahead and click on the ellipse and let's go ahead and drag it out. Press Alt or Option for Mac as you click and drag the feather handles to match those in the second image below. So let's go ahead and hold down the Alt key. Right around there. So in case you're wondering, feathering is basically how soft or how hard the edge of an object is. So the higher the feather, the blurrier things get, or the softer the edges get. Step number 5, click and drag next to the focus ring to reduce the amount of blur to the amount of 6 pixels. So this focus ring, go ahead and click on it and let's reduce it to 6 pixels. So the blur effect is not too harsh. Okay, let's go ahead and click OK. The OK button is going to be right at the top right there. The image looks great. You're almost done. You'll just have to add a vibrance adjustment layer to give the image a little extra punch. So right here in the adjustments panel, click on vibrance. So that should be this downward triangle. And move the vibrance slider to 33. And move the saturation slider to -5. Go ahead and file save. And again, if you're a student of mine, I need you to export this as a JPEG when you turn this into Schoology. So once more, file, export, export as. Format is JPEG. Quality, I usually leave it at 100% and so on and so forth, and go ahead and export that. That should be saved inside your folder for your period. Extra credit. This extra credit is for high dynamic range images. So this is going to be page 163 and onward, and you may also complete this extra credit project and turn this into me on Schoology to receive extra points. This file is located here, HDR extra credit, and you'll see it is an image of a car. And this is a really great exercise to show you how to apply or create an HDR image using 3 different exposures.